Good morning, traders. This is your Dax daily review. Now, yesterday we ended up with a indecision bar. So in other words, it's a range bar. If look at the daily, you can see long tail at the bottom, long tail at the top. That is indecision. We had this hanging man here. We had a bit of a green bar back up. So there's a couple of ways of looking at this at the moment. So the first thing is my oscillator is indicating we are overbought. Okay, so that's the first thing to look at. If we look at the 4 hour, let's go to the weekly quickly. As I said yesterday, weekly is flatlining on the oscillator. We're far away from any moving average at this stage. So that is not a positive view. So this is a scenario. Often when you see this on any time frame, you're looking for the next level to be hit, or stretch for the next level, and then you're looking for a change of direction. So if we drop down to the 4 hour, we have a mixed bag at the moment, and that mixed bag is pretty much we have this triangle, which is also there. Okay, so if we do that and we do something like that, that's pretty much our trend line at the moment. Okay, if I put this level in here, there's our triangle, flat top triangle with a couple of rejections off it. This could also be seen as a double top with my level on this inside tail here. You see we broke below it, used it as support, used it as support again yesterday, and now we're at the top of the range. Okay, if you look at the awesome oscillator, you can see how it's sloping to the downside, which is indicating momentum is dying. Okay, if we drop down to the hour, you'll see a lot of indecision here. So a lot of tails. Now, one thing that is concerning me is that this was a massive rejection bar off multiple levels. So it's this inside tail. Well, that wasn't an inside tail, but it became an inside tail. But if I go far to the left, you'll pick up a lot of tails where it's bouncing off. So it rejected off this area. And if you look at that rejection bar for the DAX, it's an 80-point rejection bar on the hour. Okay, we dropped all the way down. You can see the oscillator grouped in the buying zone with a little bit of, I suppose you can't really call it diversion because that's ever so slightly lower. But dropped down there and then we bought. But now if you look, we had this acceleration in and then we started all this indecision here. So what I'm looking at here is that. So we have a wedge. So I'm suspecting we're top of range, and I'm suspecting we're going to move the downside off this top of range. Okay. If we do break through, I'm going to want to see a breakthrough, pullback, and a hold of this level that we're bouncing off before I even consider looking for longs at this area. Okay, so for me at this stage, this is top of range, looking for it to move back to the downside, or at least come and test this trend line. Now there are multiple trend lines here, which is the next scenario. So there's the next trend line. Okay, so that's kind of my view at the moment, and it doesn't matter which time frame we look at, that stays the same. These tails here on the half hour, this pin bar off the level, everything here is indicating we need to start looking for shorts. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for longs. I'll look for a short, but it's going to be short-lived, excuse the pun, but pretty much down to this area here. And if I look at this congestion on this trend line, I'm going to delete this trend line. Because look here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, you had 4 or 5 bars here off this area. So, and we had a diagonal and a horizontal crossing. Okay, so that's kind of my view of this at the moment. Maybe wrong, but I suspect with these tails here, that's what's going to happen. If I drop to the 12-minute, you'll see I've got a tweezer top here. Okay, so I've got a green bar, pin bar, then I have a red pin bar, which happened at the close. So it is after hours for the DAX, technically, but it's a pin bar, it's a tweezer top inside a potential reversal pattern, which is a rising wedge. Okay, just bear in mind that this wedge target is pretty much this previous breakout here. Okay, so the wedge target is 123.30, 123, yeah, 123.30. So that's what I'm looking for at the moment. Any deep pullback down to either this trend line or even the 12-minute 200 EMA would probably convince me to get long again, and then I'll be looking at this as a triangle or even bottom of range and then back up long. But profit taking will again be in the same area again of 12.350. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's my view at the moment. A little bit messy, and what you want to do is just trade this range. It's a messy range, but short from the top, long from the bottom, and it's either going to come back down to 12,281 or it's going to bounce off this trend line. And I suspect it's going to be the trend line if I look at what's been happening. There's 3 touches on this area, so that's a fairly strong trend line. Okay, so that's my view at the moment. Short, pay attention. If we do drop below the low of yesterday, we get a sort of an hour or a half hour close below this level, then you can suspect that we have potential for a move to the downside. Okay, the last thing I want to highlight here is the actual bounce happened off this flat bottom triangle. You can see how we broke through it, came back, and then all these intersecting lines was actually a proper area to be long. Missed this one. Whenever you see intersecting trend lines like this, and support or resistance, and it's always a good area to put a trade in. Anyway, so yeah, I'm looking for short, waiting for it to come back down, and then looking for another long, anticipating this bigger flat top triangle to play out. But there are a lot of signals that are worrying me. So whatever you do, keep that stop really tight, and don't expect a breakout to the downside or the upside. For most of the week, actually, don't expect a breakout at all. All you need to do is just trade within this range until the breakout happens, and then modify your strategy to take the breakout trade. Okay, anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Looking for the short, and then as soon as we get into any area of support or resistance, and for me, it's going to be putting in all these levels, and I'll more than likely take profit on the levels because they will be bouncing off the levels, and then if price action changes, then I'll be back in for the trade. So it's going to be pretty much an all-morning affair, I think. Okay, so anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.